Alright, guys, I want to provide updates of my status, my walk with Jesus, my life so far. Um, First of all, I will be moving out of my apartment, the temporary free housing, on December 16th. That will be my last day there. I will be moving out officially and be living here in the shed in the wilderness permanently. This is my permanent place. It's not a temporary, not that, at least not that I know of. Jesus have been guiding me and revealed to me and reassured me that I will be living out here. I'll be living in the wilderness like a homeless status. According to the world, this is considered homeless, but according to God's kingdom, this is a home. I have a home. I have authentic home according to Jesus. It's perfectly fine by him, and that's the way he wants it for me. I wanted to share that. It's nothing to be bad, nothing to feel bad about. Somebody seeing someone like me, someone living in a shed, homeless. It's not a bad thing. It's actually a wonderful thing, because if you are following God and Jesus guiding you and find a place for you to stay, to live, to provide you shelter like this, that is a wonderful thing, that God is taking care of you and that you are following his way, doing his will, obeying him, and go wherever he takes you. So I believe so far I have been living in this shed for about a month and a half now, but officially, I will be moving out on the 16th of December. So that gives me about 1 year of living in the apartment. It has been helpful to me. I think Jesus did that for me so that I have resource and time and finance, help with the finance to get me caught up so that I can buy a shed and prepare to live in the wilderness. I think that was his plan. That's why he had me live in an apartment for a year. And then he literally moved me out of the apartment. He lured me out, just like the way he guides, he moves his sheep, his children. He guided me, directed me, and led me out here, living out here in the wilderness. Just like a sheep, like a loving animal, a dependent animal to God. And there's more. I have been working. As you know, I have been working part-time at Amazon. They have been giving me flexible schedules. You have they let you work any hours of the day, of the week, whenever the assignments is available. And you can choose your own hours and work. That's what I have been doing for over a year, for about a year and a half. That has been helping me a lot financially, and I am unable to work full time. There's just no way, because spiritual attack is so heavy. You get attacked so much in so many ways. You just cannot work full time. God made it arrangement that way so that you can't work. You can't work full time. You can't spend so much time working. He wants me to spend more time with Him, doing His will, and go through hardship of living, because it's not easy, it's not comfort, it's not pleasant. I mean, it's not comfortable life with luxury. But I'm okay with that, because I personally I was fine with living in a tent last year. If you remember, I lived in a tent. I set up a canopy and I lived in a tent, and I was happy. I was happy with God. But Jesus wanted me to get the shed and live in a shed, which is why I did it. I simply obeyed Him and moved out here, this particular location, as He guided me. I just obeyed Him, and it's working out. I'm not getting kicked out by the city, by the police, by the property owner, because that land is owned by the railroad management. But they all are willing to help me. You know, even the people from the maintenance for the vent pipes for the sewer came over too. They talked to me about it. Wanted to know what's going on. Like, why am I here? Do I work here? You know, I told them the same thing that I told the police and the railman. They had no problem with it. They didn't make an issue out of it. They all cooperated, and they were willing. They were helpful. All this was managed by God. That's how Jesus led me. Jesus is guiding me and protecting me and watching over me, living out here in the wilderness. I simply did all this out of faith, not from my own desire, not from my own intellect or my, what I want to do. It was all about what God wants me to do and obeying Him. And that's what I've been doing. And even with provision, Jesus is providing me with that wood, firewood. You know, I have so much firewood, and there are more coming, that I will have more than enough wood to cover this whole winter. You know, same with food. God provides you. If you rely on Him and you obey Him, He provides your need so that you can live. You'll be fine. It will be supernatural. God makes arrangements to send people to drop off food for you, or even your cat food, your supplies. I even have people that are willing to help me with gas, fuel, gasoline for my power generator, so that I can charge up my electric scooter and the phones and other electronics in my shed. Like flashlight for lighting, all that. I'm being provided. Jesus takes care of you. And Jesus told me another big thing. Jesus told me, don't go to work. I can't hear Him word by word, but He gave me, He confirmed to me, He told me, He convicted me, don't go to work. I was planning on going to work today because I'm making payment. I'm making payment on my shed. It's not paid for. I have 3-year payment to go. I just made a first payment on this house. And Jesus doesn't want me to go to work. How am I going to pay my bill? How am I going to pay rent for my shed? You know? I guess Jesus is going to work something out for me. Maybe he has arrangements set up that I will be able to pay. I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't want me to go to work for right now and then resume back to work next year. I am not sure. But definitely, if I don't work, anytime soon, I don't know. I don't think I will have money to pay my next bill, my rent. Jesus has something stored for me, so I believe in him and I'm obeying him. So I told him, okay, I won't go to work then. I don't know if he's telling me to quit, don't work at all. I have a feeling that he doesn't, or ultimately I have a feeling that he doesn't want me to go to work at all. But I don't know for 100%. But I know for sure that he doesn't want me to go to work right now. Because I was ready to plan to go to work today and he said, no, don't go. So I'm obeying him and I will provide you guys update on that, on my job. What's gonna happen? What else? What else to cover? So yeah, I'm fully relying on him and I leave it all to him. Leave it all to God, Jesus, to guide me on all things. And that's what he wants. He wants us to obey him. Anything, everything, little thing, big thing, all of it. Jesus wants to be involved fully to guide your life on a daily basis. It's not just for certain things that you want to choose, that you choose certain things that you want God to lead you. It doesn't work that way. If you surrender to God, you should surrender to God, and God expects you to totally surrender to him so that he can guide you everything, every step of the way. That's what God wants. Not just portion of your life, but all of your life. And that's how also your faith gets strengthened, matured in God. You gain trust, you gain confidence, and you need not to worry. Therefore, you won't have fear. And you won't have sickness. So I don't even need to worry about having health insurance, going to the hospital, to the doctors, nothing like that. Even though I do have Medicaid health insurance, it was provided by the outreach, from the outreach program. When I lived in the apartment, that was part of the service. So I do have it. I do have the card, health insurance, Medicaid, but I don't use it. I haven't used it even once because Jesus is taking care of me, my health, every day. He monitors and he watches over and he administers my health. He has full control over me, over his children. So the sickness just doesn't just happen. They have to get permission from God in order to get you sick. I'm telling you guys, they have to get permission. They don't even have these sicknesses, virus, cold virus or whatever. They don't even have a freedom to do whatever they want. They have to go through God. Because God is the one that approves or disapproves, allows or disallows to do what the virus wants to do. Same thing with other deadly diseases. So I haven't got sick. Not Not when I lived out in a tent in the wilderness last year and this year. I haven't got sick at all. I did get sick when I was living in an apartment years ago. You know, when I had all the electricity, I had heating, air heater, going to keep the place warm in the winter. But it didn't do any good because I was sick. I got sick bad. At least once a year, twice a year, like other people do. But you don't get sick when you obey God. When you are uh, out there living in a helpless environment like this, God protects you so that you don't get sick. You just don't. He got you covered. So yeah, I will provide you guys with update later on the job. But for right now, it doesn't look like he wants me to work at all. I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bill. I'm sure God has something planned out for me. And I know God can do anything and all things. There's nothing that he cannot do. So I'm just focusing on obeying him. Every day, every moment of my life. My cat Tiffany has been very happy. She's healthy as ever. She's 16 years old. My cat is a grandma cat, but she doesn't look like grandma. She doesn't act like grandma either. She's healthy. Her fur is silky smooth and rich. Very healthy. God is keeping her healthy. I knew it. I know it. Jesus told me that He is also watching over my cat's health so that she doesn't get sick. She is provided for by God, her health. And she is having good time in my shed now because I have a heater. I have the wood stove. Look at my cat. She likes to get near my wood stove now because it's warm. The temperature did get up to like 85 Fahrenheit. That's hot. That's warm. And when it was around below freezing outside. So yeah, it sure does do a good job keeping my shed warm and hot. Yeah, she likes being near there, near my wood stove. This is inside of my place. So yep, I'll be living out here permanently. And I still have the electric scooter that Jesus wants me to keep riding. He doesn't want me to ride bicycle. He wants me to ride electric scooter to show to people out on the street. He wants me to increase exposure riding electric scooter as much as possible. I don't know why, but he wants me to keep doing that. Alright, that's it. That's all for now. Thanks, guys. Jesus bless you.